Okay, so I just got done watching. She always likes to yell. I'm having a hard time making sure my audio is at the right level. It's either too loud or too low, and I know the computer makes noise. I'm sorry. But anyway, I just got done watching The Walking Dead, season 10 or season 11, episode 8, I believe. Um, so this episode, unfortunately for me, is going to overall for the spoiler-free part is going to be a bit of a flop, I think, for a couple different reasons. Part of it is just filler and nothing happens. It's just to fill the void, the time, and then the stuff with Pope's group, the other part, there was some problems that I had here and there with some of it. But of course, I still enjoyed watching the episode because it's Walking Dead, and it's just a show I'm really invested in. But yeah, this episode was a little bit weak. So anyway, I'm gonna read off my notes and go over my thoughts. So I did like some of the pan out shots that we got at the start, of all the walkers that Negan and Maggie had led to Pope's community. I was asking for more of a wide shot, but I'm unhappy now that we got this wide shot at the same time because it's so clearly just a part of Alexandria set that they're using. Maybe it's common to have this type of paneling. It looks like Alexandria. It just does, and we still don't even really get good visuals of what the inside part looks like. But whatever. Yeah, it's just very uninteresting and very, just on the nose. Like this is what this is. We just couldn't think of anything to make it look like, or we didn't have the money or the time to. So it just looks like Alexandria. But I did like the scene whenever Maggie and Negan corner the guy. I'm pretty sure it was Maggie and Negan. It's hard to tell with the Whisperer mask on, but yeah, where they kill the guy, they both get a stab in on him as Whisperers, and I do like. Again, I've said that in my last review, but I like that they're adopting the Whisperers' tactics. Super cool because they were, I think, still the most interesting villains in The Walking Dead, and just such a cool concept. So it's nice to see it. Let's see. Oh, and then at the start we get the throat eating, all of that. But anyway, so we get the storm stuff going on with Judith and Rosita and Virgil and everybody in the house, Carol and Connie. We're in there for a little bit, and you think maybe we'll get some story development between the two of them because I'm not sure if Connie knows that Carol was the reason that she got trapped or whatever. And they hint at that because oddly enough, Connie is just like, "Oh yeah, Carol, I'll go with you." Which was like, okay, either she knows or this is just so stupidly coincidental that she would pick to get paired up with that person, but whatever. So I thought we were going to get some story development, meaningful story development on their part, but they just disappear at the start of the episode, and we don't see them again. Aaron, too, they just go. So I guess we'll see with them in episode 9, or I don't know. They just didn't have. They needed them to go away to make the house scene have more tension. Even though, like I said, the storm stuff is repetitive. We had a storm situation back in season 5, I believe, where they were held up from a tropical storm or a tornado or something. And then we had the winter storm as well, but I don't really count the winter storm. But anyway, all of this is just kind of, it's just pointless. Even Virgil, the dialogue that we got with him was nothing new. I mean, it's again, I do like that they keep reiterating that Judith misses her mom and RJ because yeah, it's pretty tough that their mom fucking left them. But it's just it's repetitive stuff. This was all filler. I can't really tell you anything out of this that mattered, But anyway, we'll get more into that later. But I mean, most of the dialogue, though, I will say a lot of this episode is dialogue heavy, for sure. And I've said it several times. Angela King, since she got on, the dialogue has been really, really good and not, melodramatic like it was with Scott Gimple. So I can say that for the episode overall. Let's see. The bow lady from season 7, the archer from the kingdom, she's still alive. There's so many characters that just kind of disappear to the background. But yeah, she's still alive. We see her in this episode. I'm not sure when the last time we saw her was, but all she does is open a door and close it, I believe. But she is there. Like a character that we haven't seen that was pretty important, Luke. I saw a YouTube video talking about this. The actor maybe can't film because of COVID. They're not sure. But he's just not there. He's just... I don't know if everybody in this house is everybody that's left at Alexandria, if they're all held up in different houses. Uh, the house scene I said gave me a nice like Night of the Living Dead vibe where they're having to board up the doors and stuff. And keep it going. I like that, but like I said, I didn't like it enough to be the bulk of the episode and in a mid-season finale or whatever. They're gonna have 3 parts, so it's not the mid-season. But anyway, so Pope, the dialogue with him is repetitive too. He's asking Daryl, "What do you know about Maggie? What do you know about the woman and all this?" When Daryl's told him like 3-4 times at this point. He wasn't with them. He doesn't know. He was just with them for a few days. But he keeps asking and asking. I have a note in here. I don't remember why. Leah is an idiot, but yeah, she. I just don't like her character really at all. I'm trying to remember why I said this at first because she was an idiot because she was just I don't know, buying into Pope's BS or something like that. But I don't like the character of Leah. So and another repetitive line here with Pope. He says to Daryl, compares him to a dog, and it reminds me of back, I'm pretty sure when he was with the Claimers, which is also a similar situation, Joe's group back in season 4, he calls Daryl like an outside cat trying to be an inside cat or something. And it's just, again, the same repetitive stuff. I've seen it before. That's why the show's ending, unfortunately, because they're treading the same ground. They just can't help it, I guess. There was a funny line with Pope where he says, or Daryl, I think, he says, "How strong is this gate?" And I'm like, or the wall. And I'm like, you should know, bro. You have these same walls at Alexandria. It's the exact same thing. And then the match drop whenever Daryl kills the one Reaper, and he drops the match and goes up. I like that kill. It was a pretty clever way for Daryl to take him out. Negan, there was some scene. Maybe he helped Elijah. Negan, again, always being the hero, helping the injured people. I think Elijah got hit in the leg and Negan was helping him when they were whispers, which I do like. I think I have a note in there for that, but I do like the mines, blowing up the landmines and all of that. Added a lot of some pretty good tension, and it was just cool visually, some of the shots. But yeah, so I'm not sure. It's hard to tell with the mask if that's what happened, if Negan helped Elijah. My girlfriend has a wedgie. She just wants everybody to know. There was a very strange scene with Rosita where she just goes out and kills a bunch of zombies. It made it set up and seem like it was going to be her death scene, the way they were hyper-focusing on this and the way Judith was looking through the window. I was waiting for something significant to happen. I did not expect her to get taken out by walkers like that. It was just a woman power scene, I guess. I don't know. Or just another way to fill the time or have some action in there. But it was just Rosita killing a bunch of walkers, and Judith was watching her, and that was it. I mean, okay. Very strange. I do like Pope's character. I put in there, I do feel intimidated whenever he's around, like what's he going to do, and he's pretty clever too, so you can't really BS him. And then Maggie, okay, so this was a problem with episode 2. Maggie should have been dead so many times. Not that I want Maggie to die. But yeah, so first off, her hot wiring the car, total BS. I mean, my stepdad is a mechanic, so I've watched shows with him, Walking Dead and that, and he's always saying about how it's BS, the hot wiring in the car, how easy it is, whatever. But that's not the only reason. I mean, I don't think you have to have that knowledge to know it's BS. Like, this is 10 years into the apocalypse. The battery or whatever it is dead. I don't think anybody had been working on that truck, the gas in it. It's whatever. So she got the truck running, stupid. And then she rolls out of the truck in front of the armed people standing there. And somehow the walkers go past her. I don't think they really mess with her. And neither do the people at the gate with the guns where she's just out in the open. They just get distracted by all the zombies, even though she's the one that they're all after. They just all miss her, I guess. It was so stupid, that the scene. It was, yeah, I didn't like it. And then Pope's death, unfortunately, wasn't very iconic. Leah just stabs him in the neck, and for a big villain like that, you want something more meaningful or iconic or, yeah, like I said, but I would have liked to see him get hit with the Japanese device. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know. It shoots arrows or not missiles, something. It's like old timey type thing, wartime. But maybe see him get killed by that, or just whatever. I don't know. And then there was a weird cut in there too. I thought with the editing. This is probably just me being too particular, or just something I noticed. But when Maggie goes up to fight one of the trained mercenaries, which she's going toe to toe with a male, mercenary keeping alive, and then they just all run away. I'm like, okay, but didn't they have guns, right? They had guns, maybe not. Maybe they didn't have guns, but it's like, whatever. So she makes it out of that somehow. And, so did the rest of them, I guess. And then we get the cliffhanger. Unfortunately, there was a cliffhanger with the rockets going off, and I don't know how they're going to miss this unless it's just edited weird where, it's not aimed at them or they're all going to get out of the way in time. I don't know. And there was a cliffhanger, too, with Judith being in the basement with Gracie trapped. So, yeah, I don't care. I'm not, it's just, okay, so we got a cliffhanger. It's funny, if you pay attention, though, to Negan's face when the rocket is going off, I don't know if this is intentional. It's definitely how he is in the comic books. He's really happy by stuff like this, so I don't know if the TV show Negan was doing this intentionally, or Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but when the missiles are going off, watch Negan's face. He's like cheesing. He's happy to see it. He's like, wow, so I did like that, but you have to pay extra attention to see him do that. Yeah, so I just was hoping this whole story was done with. I'm glad, I guess, that Leah doesn't seem to be on Daryl's side now. She's the new enemy, but oh, did I skip over that in my notes? That's something that I skipped over, I think. There was a scene where Daryl jumped off the fucking roof, like he Spider-Man'd off the roof. Because when Leah was letting him get away, I'm like, you could have let him get away and then make that call if your intention is to really let him get away. Because how is he going to get away because of all the people downstairs that are coming up, But, oh, this is how he does it. He jumps off the fucking roof. We don't see how he gets off or what the situation is where he can, like, bing bong down the roof. He just, fucking pulls a Spider-Man and goes off the roof. And I was thinking that in my head as, like, a joke. I was thinking, like, is he just going to, like, do this off the roof, do some Spider-Man? And, yeah, that's what happened because they didn't have a way to get him off the roof and get past those people. It would have been too stupid that way. But it's also stupid just seeing him go over the edge of the roof. So yeah, I had my problems with this one. And we didn't see any of the Commonwealth as well. Because that storyline was put on a cliffhanger in the last episode, I guess, And that's the story I'm most interested in. I don't like this Pope stuff, Leah and all that. It's not that great, especially for the final season. I mean, a lot of people have said that, so. That's what I got. I probably was able to pick out the most problems out of this episode, actually, unfortunately, compared to the other ones being a finale. So I don't know when it's going to come back with episode 9, but I absolutely cannot wait. Even though this is a bit lackluster so far, this first half, it's still, one of my favorite shows. So hopefully it'll be back on soon. If I had to guess, I would say probably definitely after Thanksgiving, Christmas. I would say probably March is when I would expect it, March or February. So yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.